Good morning, fellow YouTubers. My name is Mike. My channel is MDH5169, and I greatly appreciate you checking out this video. As the title says, I want to talk about the modifications I had done on my C6 Z06, why I did it, would I do it again, and then I also want to talk about just modifying your car in general. Now, first of all, let's just start. This is a 2007 Corvette Z06. What I had done, and for those people who do not follow my channel, maybe just this is the first video you're seeing, I had a C7 Z06 2016 7-speed manual transmission. Car is absolutely amazing, very, very fast, a lot of performance, but my thought was I've got all this money tied up into one vehicle and it's not an appreciating asset, it's a depreciating asset. So I thought, you know, it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to go ahead and sell it right now and then buy a C6, which is what I did, and I ended up getting a couple other toys, but we can talk about that another time. So I knew these LS7 motors had issues with the heads. I thought, well, I'd like to take care of that, and if I'm going to do that, I might as well put a small cam in it, and the car came with a cold air intake that wasn't installed. Let's do that. So I go over to Starkweather Performance here in Turlock and talk to Josh, the owner, and he says, yeah, absolutely. He says, we can do all this stuff. He gives me a number on how much it's going to be and about how much horsepower he thinks I'll gain. That sounds great to me. Let's do that. So this was in September of 2017. So Josh calls me about a week after we talk, and he tells me, hey, part's going to be a little bit more, it's about another $1,000. You still want to go ahead and do it or not? You know, we put it on hold for right now. I said, yeah, I still want to do it. I go down and give him the money. He says, okay, great, I'll get the parts ordered, bring the car in about a month. So a month later, mid-October, I bring the car in, drop it off to him, and you know, he tells me a couple of weeks, and I said, yeah, no big deal, a couple months, that's fine. I know it, you know, things happen or whatever, and wasn't in a big hurry for the car. So after about 6 weeks of really nothing happening, the car's just sitting there. I go in and I talk to Josh and I ask him about the parts, and he's looking around for them, and he realizes, oh, they were never ordered. Apparently, he and his wife, when he told his wife to put it on hold, he never told her, yeah, go ahead and order the parts, Mike paid me the extra money. So it happens, no big deal, I'm cool with it. Then time goes by, we end up getting the cam in, getting all the other stuff, but we're still waiting for the heads. Got the wrong heads. He sends those heads back. He's looking for the heads. He's telling me, you know, okay, they're here. They should be overnighted. They should be in Stockton right now, which is just a little ways away. They should be here tomorrow, the next day, whatever. And it wasn't happening. I talked to Josh after the car was all said and done, and he told me he had actually ordered the heads from 3 different vendors, and he was getting the runaround from 3 different vendors. So what they were telling him, he was telling me. They were saying, hey, we got them, we're sending them out tomorrow. He would tell me that, hey, they should be here in a couple of days. So I feel for the guy. He knows I was frustrated, he was frustrated, but long story short, they found some heads at another shop over in the Bay Area, went over, got them, picked them up, canceled the other orders, and the car's back together. Now initially when I got the car back together, it was running very, very rough. When I pulled away from the shop, it had check engine light, I babied it to get it home, it just didn't sound right. So got a hold of Josh, took it back over there. Nate, who also works at Starkweather, is a very cool guy. He got out within 5 minutes. He figured out a coil pack had come unplugged, plugged it back in, reset everything. Car runs amazing. I love the way it sounds. It's not overly aggressive, but you can definitely tell there's a cam in there. You can definitely tell there's a few things done. I'm very, very happy as far as that goes. But the big question is, going back, knowing what I know now, would I have spent that $7,000, that's what it cost me, and would I have waited the 4 months for the car and do it all over again? No, I wouldn't. That's the honest to God truth. I would not do it. Nothing against what I've got here now, nothing against Starkweather, there's nothing against any of that. They're great guys, they did a good job, I'm happy with the car, but just when it all comes down to it, you know, it's one of those things that seemed like a good idea and I was excited about it initially, and then I kind of lost my enthusiasm for it, and I start looking at it, it's like, well, I mean, the car's plenty fast in stock form. The head issue, I was never going to push this car really up to $7 grand. I think I took it up to maybe $6,500 one time, but usually when I'm getting on it, it's like $5-6 grand. So I was never going to have an issue with it. The car only has 36,000 miles on it. I didn't need to do it. That being said, am I happy with the car? Am I happy with the way it sounds, looks, and everything like that? Absolutely, I'm happy. I love the way it sounds. It's aggressive. It's a beast. I mean, seriously, it is a beast. It put down 540 rear wheel horsepower, and Josh told me that it was pretty hot when it did that number. He said if they would have let it cool down, they probably would have gotten a little bit more out of it. So probably if I were to take it over there right now, we could probably get closer to 550. To me, that's crazy. I mean, that's well over 600 to the crank. These cars are much lighter than the C7, so Yeah, I think this car is every bit as fast as a stock C7 Z06 if you can put the power to the ground. That's the problem I've got now, is in the first couple gears, it just wants to blow the tires off. And let me tell you, it's kind of scary. I mean, I'm not a great driver. When it starts coming out at 55, 60, 65 miles an hour or more, that's a little intimidating for me. So I need to look into maybe putting some drag radials on it and get it to hook up a little bit better. I mean, right now it's got Michelin sport cups on it, or sport pilots, whatever they are, and they're 335. So there's a lot of meat there. But I mean, the other day I was driving it, first gear eased through, second gear I just kind of rolled into it. About the time I got to about 3/4 throttle, 55, 60 miles an hour, it started breaking the rear tires loose. And the only thing I can really do is short shift it to keep it, you know, in line. So I really don't even know how fast this car is. Plus, I have not taken it past $5,000. I have not hit the floor. The accelerator has not hit the floor. So there's still a lot there that I haven't even experienced with this car, and I don't know, I may never, but I've got it. It's cool. So again, would I do it again? No, all things considered. But am I happy with the car? Yes, I am happy with the car, and it's still going to be reliable. You can see over there I've got the C5 Z06, and if you follow the channel, you'll know how that came to be and everything like that. I don't need two Z06s. I will be selling one of them. More than likely it'll be the C5. I do like the C6 very, very well, but if someone gives me a boatload of cash for the C6 the way it sits right now, I will sell it. I absolutely will sell it. I may stick them both online here in the next week and just kind of see what happens, but I'm going to be a little more realistic on the price with the C5, because that one I want to move. I've got a number in mind that I want for it. I'm going to ask a little above that. You know, let someone talk me down, or maybe consider a good trade, because I will get something to replace it, no doubt about that. And of course we'll do a video on it and talk about it. But one of these two cars will end up going in the not too distant future. I'm fairly confident about that, and I will probably keep the C6. Like I said, put some drag radials on it, and we will take a ride in it, and I will show you guys just the difference in it and everything like that. So switching gears now, to modify or not to modify. And we all do this. We all go out, look at a car, you know, we want something that's faster. We're looking at a more of a performance-oriented car. We take it for a test drive, we're very happy with it. Wow, this thing performs well, this thing's got a lot of power, this is great, this is awesome. And we're pretty much in that honeymoon phase, maybe a week, month, maybe even a year for some people. Then we get kind of bored of it, get used to it, get comfortable with it, think, yeah, I'd like a little bit more. So let's go ahead and stick the cold air intake on, maybe the catback exhaust, maybe a tuner or a programmer or whatever. Get a little bit more power out of it, and you feel it in the seat of your pants, definitely. And then plus, you know, with the catback exhaust, you're making the vehicle a little louder, so it's going to seem faster. Anytime something's louder, it's going to attack your senses, and psychologically, it's going to seem faster. So you're happy with that for a little while, but then you get used to it and you get a little comfortable with it and you want a little bit more, and so next thing you know, you're doing heater heads, you're doing cam, you're boring it out, and you're putting a different motor in it, and you can just go crazy and it can snowball. Modifying your car, I think, is cool. Absolutely, I think modifying is a great thing, and I totally endorse it. There are limits, I think, and my opinion is, as long as, for me, and this is just for me, this is just my opinion, don't shoot me, this is just my 2 cents, okay? Take it for what it's worth. My opinion, as long as I can modify it and get a little bit more out of it, make it run better, faster, perform better, as long as it's not affecting the way it's like the reliability, that type of thing, then absolutely, I like it. I think what's been done here to the Corvette, I mean, I could even do a full exhaust and a different intake and everything like that, and it'd still be a very reliable car. But is this thing as easy to drive now with the modifications with the cam as it was before? No. I would not want to have to drive this thing in traffic. I think it would be a pain in the ass to drive in traffic. It's going to buck, it's going to not be smooth. This thing wants to run. That's what it's designed to do. I mean, it's got that cam in it. But it's not over the top. It's not going to take away from the reliability on the car. It's only got 36,000 miles. I'm going to be able to drive this thing. I can take it on trips. I can go out and do what I want to do with it, and it's going to be just fine. But there always comes a point when you get to that area where you can make a really fast, highly modified vehicle, but at some point there's a line that gets crossed and the reliability goes in the drink. You know, you may have a very fast car, but you're going to be wrenching on it a lot. You're going to be spending money to have someone wrench on it a lot and replacing parts and things like that. Also, when you start modifying a car, I mean, these stock drivetrains are only designed to handle so much horsepower. And like this one, for example, I could maybe put another 100, maybe another 150 horsepower, 200 horsepower through it. But at some point, I'm going to start breaking stuff. And then it's going to be, okay, you need a clutch, transmission, driveline rear end. you know, beefing things up so where you don't break them all the time. So am I saying don't modify your car? Absolutely not. I love when you guys modify your car. I love watching the videos on YouTube. I love seeing it. I think it's great. I love the cars that can do an 80-mile-an-hour burnout. I think that is absolutely awesome. I'm just saying, for me, in my opinion, there's a line, there's a limit. For me, I'm very happy with this car. Dare I say I'm a little even intimidated by the car at this point in time. So I think I found my threshold. I think I found the ceiling for me, and I'm going to stop right here. I don't have any plans to do anything more. That's just me. Like I said, that's just me. I'm very happy with the performance of all my cars, and really don't see doing a lot as far as making them faster. You know, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. If you are stopping in for the first time, or if you haven't already, definitely subscribe to the channel. So much more is coming. I don't even know where to start. Follow me on Instagram, MDH5169. It will be in the description below. Also, my P.O. box will be in the description below. I would love to have you guys send me something. Send me something cool, something that I can share in a video, and I will plug your YouTube, I will plug your Instagram or whatever you have. Just let me know. So with that, God bless, take care, have an absolutely amazing day.